Let's do it. Hey, g'day big bikers! It's a subscriber ride day today, so I'm heading into the meet point. Going to catch up with Trevor and his mate. So there's going to be Mr. Jones, a KTM 790 and T7, Yamaha T7. So, and Trevor and his mate are going to take me up into the Gawler Ranges today. So we're just going to go meet, grab some fuel, coffee, say all the introductions and hellos, and then we're going to head off and go for a ride. So I'll talk to you when we get to the meet-up point.
Here they are. Here's the boys. All right, mate. Let's get on it. So that's Trevor on the 790 and Andrew on the T7. So let's go. So we're just leaving Streaky Bay. These bikes are very, very clean. Hopefully by the end of the day they'll both be very dirty. So these guys are going to take me up into the Gawler Ranges today. So it's been very, very dry over the last few days. So I suspect it's going to be quite dusty. So we'll try and manage that somehow. Always enjoy riding with guys who are subscribers and locals, so it's all very good. So we're going to, these guys know all the back roads, and we're going to be spending most of the day on the dirt, which is fantastic. And I've never been to the Gawler Ranges before, so I'm really looking forward to it. As you've seen previously, I'm a little bit wary about watching being off the back of a 790. I've lost a couple of cameras to you buggers. But I don't have a camera mounted down low today, so I should be alright. So I believe the Gawler Ranges is about 150 kilometres away from Streaky Bay where we started, so we've got quite a bit of ground to cover before we get there, but I'm really looking forward to this. I've heard a lot about the Gawler Ranges from guys down here. A couple of people said this is a must-do when you're in the area, so I'm looking forward to checking it out. So I've got Trevor in front of us on the 790, and Andrew's back there on his T7 just staying out of the dust, which is the right thing to do. I'm just sitting over here out of the way of the dust. We're just taking it pretty steady. These guys are return riders, so they've been off the bikes for, you know, a couple of decades. and now just getting back into it. And they had kind of road bikes. And yeah, no, there's more dirt out here than road, so they decided to do what a lot of fellas our age do and decide to start riding off road. There's just, when you live in this part of the world, having a dirt bike just opens the country up so much more. So, interesting mix of bikes. Though. The T7 and the 790 are probably two of the most popular bikes in the country at the moment, and I know the T7 is outselling the very famous DR650, which has been king of the dirt bikes in Australia for a long time, but the 790 is certainly very popular amongst those guys that want well, it's a good package, let's face it. I've spoken about the 790 for quite a while. It's a really, really good package, but as a motorbike, it's just too small for me. Same with the T7. T7 is a little bit small for the kind of stuff like this, just long, endless days of outback roads. Hang on, there might be a jump coming up. Oh, too much wheel spin. So there's a wheat country through here, or grain of some sort, but obviously letting the ground recover between seasons, so there's not much here. So Trevor and I just had a near-death experience. I didn't have the front camera on, but I was just getting some footage of him from the back camera, from the rear-facing camera, and we're just riding along, and I'm watching kind of, where I'm positioned, or not really paying attention to the road too much. And of course, there's nothing out here. So there's no need to be worried about emus or kangaroos or any wildlife or anything. There was one small clump of trees, and of course there were two kangaroos having a sleep underneath it. So they jumped out straight in front of us and went in front of Trev and me, and I don't know what happened to the other one, but I'll have a look back at that footage. But yeah, that's it just doesn't take much, and I'm just very, very curious to see the footage. That's Yandra Road, so we're out in the middle of kind of the top of the Air Peninsula and heading up towards the Gawler Ranges. We just had a tractor pull out in front of us. I don't think he looked. One more. All right. Gawler Ranges National Park. When people said it was like the Flinders Ranges, I'm kind of expecting, like when you approach the Flinders Ranges from almost any direction, there's just endless miles of flat nothing, and you can see for kilometres and kilometres, and then all of a sudden these majestic red ridges rise up out of the desert, and that's kind of what I was expecting here, but yeah, I can't see anything rising up out of anything here. Like the trees lining the road as well, so I'm just not completely sure that I'm getting a full view. Poor old Andrew back there in the dust, he's sitting back far enough, he's not inhaling too much. KTM's behind me now. I think if we come up over the ridge, I just caught a sneak peek of the ranges just as we got tucked, just before we ducked down into those trees. So hopefully we get over a ridge here somewhere and we'll get a good view of the Gawler Ranges off in the distance. It's probably still about 50 or 60 k's away. So the terrain's starting to change. There's a lot more sand, a few little rises here and there. Well, we're just going to stop and check everything, obviously. It's funny how the terrain just changed, isn't it?
Yeah.
It just goes from this sort of stuff to then hilly, sandy. There's the Gawler Ranges over there. They just kind of came up over a rise, there they were. So Andrew's still down there in the dirt. He's doing all right. 790 hasn't broken down yet, leading the way. It's early days yet, it's only 10:30, so. Alright, I don't want to put the mockers on or anything. Yeah, the wind's starting to pick up, which means that the dust's starting to blow a little bit sideways. But we don't want too much wind. So Trev's running Motos Tractionator Adventure on the rear as well, but he's got a TKC 80 on the front, so a little bit different configuration. But I remember when I've ridden with the 790s previously, they get a little bit of a wobble up. There's a bit of a head wobble up. The 790s previously, they get a little bit of a wobble up when it gets a bit soft like this, but this one looks pretty stable, so I don't know whether he's got a steering dampener or not. This is so good. I love it. It is much better riding with other bikes, I've got to tell you. I enjoy riding by myself, but it's always better to, you know, particularly out here in remote areas, it's just nice to have some company. So. Reasonable. Trevor was telling me some of these tracks into these smaller scenic areas were used to be really, really good tracks, but they're all just graded dirt roads now, so kind of not as much fun as they used to be. on, baby. The big long wheelbase on this thing just makes it fantastic in the soft stuff. A little bit too fast. Where he is pulling up. Yeah, baby, that's the way. I love it. I knew he had a steering dam. Hey? You got to have him on the 790s?
Rally are that expensive.
You'd think it'd come with them, yeah.
It does come up if you buy the rally one.
Oh, okay.
About 10 grand more.
So this is the Adventure R, though.
This is an Adventure R.
But they do a rally
They do
version.
a rally version.
Right, okay. T7 doesn't need anything, mate, does it? It's just such a good bike from scratch.
Beautiful.
Doesn't even need electronics.
No.
Yeah. So here we are at the Gawler Ranges. 3 big bikes. 3 big bikes at the Gawler Ranges. Back in the dust. At least the wind is blowing the dust a little bit off the track. Mostly. Yeah, I think I'm due for a service soon anyway. Someone asked me the other day how many Ks I've done. And I told them just over 40, but I've done 40, nearly 48 now. So I've done, since I left 12 months ago, I've done about 40,000 kilometres in the Land Cruiser, both towing the caravan and out exploring. And I've done just over 8,000 kilometres on the bike, just out exploring and riding. So that's kind of what's been happening with the kilometres on the trip. So that's just a little bit over 12 months. So not much really, not much riding, but as I said, I mean there's a collection of both towing the caravan with the Land Cruiser, out exploring in the Land Cruiser, because you know the Cruiser's just easy, just chuck everything in that and go. So I do quite a bit of driving around in that, and then the bike comes out. You know, if I see somewhere really interesting when I'm actually out riding or driving around, I go, okay, I'm going to go riding there. Or if I get an invite out today, like with these guys, and they go, come, we'll show you the Gawler Ranges. So absolutely. Oh, that's a little bit rocky, isn't it? You probably can't tell because the video never shows it, but we're actually starting to climb in elevation, but it's just become really, really rocky all of a sudden. It's not terribly steep, but wow, the front just rolled out. Actually, I had a look at my front tyre before. It's really badly scalloped. That's probably a lot to do with running it at low temps. But, yeah, low pressures, I mean. you serious? Oh, such a noob thing to do. Stalled it. That's embarrassing. Oh no. This is me not going fast enough. I just stalled it, can't believe it.
I've done that up there too. I'm a little tight.
Yeah. I was just trying to, I was talking and I was, not paying attention, and then the front just rolled out. My front tyre is just really badly scalloped, so she's just about done.
The front one.
Yep. Big chunks coming off it. Anyway. Alright, so is there a lookout? Is this it, or?
This is basically it.
Okay. It's got that very red dirt of the Flinders look, hasn't it?
Alright, we'll better keep going. So
Yep.
we'll be late for lunch.
Right, we've had a battery change. An embarrassing riding stall. I just wasn't aware, wasn't present to what I was doing. I don't know what happened. Plan now is to get out over to the other side and go have lunch and refuel, and I think it's about midday now, so the plan is to get back out to the name of a little town. I'll put it in here when I get it, or I'll tell you about it when we get there. I'm going to have lunch, refuel, and then get back to Streaky Bay. Thanks for taking me out today, guys. I do very much appreciate it. Yes, bull dust. Every time I see bull dust now, I think of my mate Chris. Oh, mate, that was hilarious. Well, actually, not just Chris. Also got poor Anthony. Thinking of you, mate. I think Anthony, now if you remember, actually I've got an update for you. Here we go. You remember Anthony when he tossed his CB500X down the road? Probably back in June last year, or we were out at near Batuta, out at Haddon Corner, looking at getting another motorbike. It turns out that he's bought himself a little CRF 300, which I think is probably perfect for the kind of stuff he's going to be doing. I really like the look of that. It's a good size. I just want Honda to double it, like 600, 650, 700. Just give us something proper. The wind's starting to pick up, which is good, or we've changed direction. Starting to just sit back out of it. There's no point in recording in this. Alright, so we just stopped and changed the order a bit, giving into a bit of a break from the dust, so he's up the front now. And Trev, who's been a good guy, is taking up the tail end Charlie roll. So give the Yamaha a bit of clean air. I think first time it's had any all day. They're interesting tracks though, tell you. You wouldn't come here in a wet. Oh no. Ah! Fuck. I mean, for that to happen. Turkey flat track. Turkey flat track. See the dust coming out the back. Whoa, hang on. Come on, get up. Red hills. How good is this? might just dial the wick down a little bit. Here comes the T7. Animal. How good was that?
A few burn banks. Missed one corner.
Yeah, did you see my tracks? They were probably following me in, were you? This is Andrew on his Yamaha T7. And this is Trevor on his KTM 790. Check out this road. Whoa! I don't know if you can see it, just straight for kilometres. And all these dunes or ridges in it somehow. They're definitely sand dunes. So you just got to keep to the left. Whoa! It's like a ski jump. I love it. Fantastic. Whoa! Like a roller coaster. Steady on, girl. She's trying to fly. That's awesome. I'm doing 120 kilometers an hour. And the front gets really light. So good. It's been such a great ride. Oh, there's a corner. We've got a corner there. A little bit of warning would have been nice. Alright, that's lunch at Wadena. Now we're heading back into the dirt now. The boys are going to escort me back to Scales Bay. And it's going to do as much dirt as possible on the way back. Alright, so it's a ride back to the start point. So it's been a great ride. Great guys, Andrew, Trevor. Thanks, fellas. Very, very much appreciated. It's been absolutely terrific. We're not even home yet. We're only halfway. If you remember in the last episode we went out to the
The memorial for James Baird, or the burial site for James Baird, who got speared by an Aboriginal out here, speared by a native. That's just out on this salt flat here. Looks like there's a bit of water in there today. We had a full moon last night, so it was a king tide. Probably was a bit of water there now. No stopping today. Alright, we're back to Scale Bay, so thanks big bikers, thanks for tuning in. Talk to you next time. Over and out.